In this video, I'm going to teach you an alternate way to stitch your 7-hex hexagons together by machine. This is probably the fastest way to do it, but it will be shown on the front side. You will be able to see the stitches on the front side of your hexagons. It's very minimal, so if that doesn't bother you, then this is a very fast way to do this. What you're going to do is you're going to set up your machine with monofilament clear thread. This is very important. Otherwise, if you use a white or even a beige or a gray, your thread is definitely going to show. It's going to be very visible. But if you use a monofilament thread for this method, then it's very less visible from far away. You will definitely be able to see it close up, but from far away you won't really be able to tell, and once the entire block is quilted you really won't be able to tell. So this is a method that you could try. Go ahead and set up your machine with the monofilament thread. You're going to want to set your machine to a zigzag stitch. You want to set it for a 1 or 0.8 stitch width. You do not want it any wider than that. It needs to be a very, very narrow stitch width of either 0.8 or 1. I have my machine set at 1.0 for the stitch width. And the stitch length is 1.0 as well. So 1 and 1. I have my hexagons basted. I have the seam allowances turned over. I basted them, glue basted, and I have my applique foundation. So this is the same method that you would do if you were going to hand piece them, like we were doing with the blue painter's tape. But we are going to actually take the two hexagons, and I have a foot that's open. It's an open toe foot so that I can see more clearly what I'm doing, and it has a little notch that shows me the center where my needle is, and I use that as a guide as I'm sewing. So I'm going to take my two hexagons, I'm going to bump them up right against each other, line them up just as I would if I was going to hand sew them, and I'm going to line them center of those two hexagons where they meet up with the little mark on the middle of my foot. Then I'm going to begin to sew with my little zigzag very slowly, making sure that the needle just takes a small pierce of the fabric on each hexagon back and forth. And you may have to move them just a tad here and there just to make sure that the center stays in the middle and that each hexagon gets a little tiny pierce of fabric taken up with each stitch. And just go very slow. You can back stitch at the beginning or lock stitch, and then when you reach the end, go slow, take final stitch, and then I just back stitch a few stitches in place. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lift my needle. And thread trimmers don't work as well on your machine when you're using monofilament because it's so thin. So I just go ahead and I pull it out, use scissors. And I can trim up my threads. And flip it over. And that is very tight. That is not going anywhere. Let's see if I can get it there. That is very, very tight. And if you look closely, you can see it creates little tiny holes where your needle was, and that's actually the clear monofilament thread, but since it's clear you can actually see through it. So it almost has an appearance as if you have holes there between the two hexagons, but that's actually your clear thread. So that's like to the extent of what you're going to see from the front side. And you can compare that to the hand-stitched version, which looks like this, where you can really hardly see it. So if you don't mind seeing just those little tiny stitches, then this is a really, really fast way to stitch your hexagons together. When you finally have more hexagons stitched together and you're ready to piece them together, your two rows, when you're ready to start piecing your rows together, you would do the same thing. You would butt these two together, and you would stitch starting from the top, and you would stitch down one, rotate, stitch down the other, rotate, stitch down the other, and just butt them next to each other and zigzag all the way, doing it from the back side. So I would have it flipped over like this, and I would stitch down. So that's an alternative way that you can try to machine stitch your hexagons together.